voice of God calls us to awaken in Him. How will He find us when He comes?
Awake and ready.
When He asks us to dedicate our lives ever more perfectly to Him, how will He find us?
Awake and ready.
Divine Mother,
Divine Mother,
Heavenly Father,
Heavenly Father,
friend, beloved God,
friend, beloved God,
great Masters,
great Masters,
Jesus Christ,
Jesus Christ,
Babaji Krishna,
Babaji Krishna,
Lahiri Mahashaya,
Lahiri Mahashaya,
Swami Shri Yukteswar,
Swami Shri Yukteswar,
beloved Master,
beloved Master,
Paramahansa Yogananda,
Paramahansa Yogananda,
saints of all religions,
saints of all religions,
humbly bow before Thee.
we humbly bow before Thee.
Help us to experience Thee.
Help us to experience Thee
Beyond our thoughts.
beyond our thoughts,
Beyond our restless emotions.
beyond our restless emotions,
With the calm introspection.
with calm introspection,
With deep feeling and love.
with deep feeling and love,
That we may offer ourselves.
that we may offer ourselves
And share Your blessing.
and share Your blessings
With everyone.
with everyone.
Oh,
Om.
peace.
Peace. Amen. Do thou, my Lord, so do thou, my Lord, thou and I never apart, thou and I never apart. Wave of the sea, dissolve in the sea. Wave of the sea, dissolve in the sea. Oh, I am
Reveal thyself. Reveal thyself.
eternity from Paramhansa Yogananda. This is called Teach Me to Drown in Thy Light and Live, inspired by a Hindu song. I came to thee with the song of my smiles. Whatever treasures have lain in the secrecy of my soul, I bring eagerly to thee. I bring thee all the honey from the hive of my heart. All that was ever mine is now thine alone. The sunlight of this world shining upon my eager hopes and brief, fickle fulfillments burned me repeatedly with dissatisfaction. Now I will quench my thirst in thy radiant waters. The taper of my aspiration toward happiness will burst aflame with thy coming into a conflagration of bliss. In thy vast, enchanting sea of light, I will swim joyfully forever. Teach me to drown in thee and live, rather than live in a mirage paradise of earthliness and die.
And I will read from Rays of the One Light for week 9. By thinking, can we arrive at understanding? Truth is one and eternal. Realize oneness with it in your deathless self within. The following commentary is based on the teachings of Paramhansa Yogananda. There are many places in the Gospels where we see Jesus in open conflict with the Pharisees. That is to say, with man-made as opposed to true mystical tradition. In the Gospel of St. Matthew, chapter 15, we see a good example of how they and he locked horns. Then some of the scribes and Pharisees from Jerusalem came and asked Jesus, "Why do your disciples break our ancient tradition and eat their food without washing their hands properly first?" Jesus, after scolding them for their hypocrisy and observing lesser rules so carefully while ignoring the much more important ones, said, "Listen and understand this thoroughly. It is not what goes into a man's mouth that makes him common or unclean. It is what comes out of a man's mouth that makes him unclean." It wasn't that Jesus counseled against such wholesome practices as washing one's hands before eating. In an age, however, when lesser rules were given too much importance relative to the truly important observances, cleansing the heart of impure desires, for example, he emphasized the supreme importance of loving God and of communing with him. The Pharisees, the orthodox religionists of his day, in other words, had brought true religion down to a level of intellectual hair-splitting. They mistakenly considered the way to understanding to lie through a minefield of definitions, which they tried to refine to ultimate exactitude. Jesus taught, however, that the intellect alone can never lead one to truth. Without love, indeed, there is no ultimate verity. Without fixity of purpose, born of the heart's devotion, the intellect wanders endlessly. It cannot settle for long on anything. As the Bhagavad Gita says in the 2nd chapter, the intellects of those who lack fixity of spiritual purpose are inconstant, their interests endlessly ramified. Thus, through Holy Scripture, God has spoken to mankind.
I am a little speechless because it's such a beautiful space, and you all are so beautiful and filling it with such love and joy. This is a very interesting and important reading. By thinking, can we arrive at understanding? Because in the West, the intellect is put up on a very high pedestal. It reminds me of a story. There's a doctor, a lawyer, a little boy, and a priest, and they decide to go on an airplane ride on a Sunday afternoon like this. And they go out, and the pilot, after about 20 minutes or so, there's engine trouble. And try as he might, he can't stay the plane, and it starts to go down. So the pilot comes out of the cockpit, grabs a parachute, and says, "She's going down, save yourself," and he jumps out of the airplane. And then the doctor then grabs, the issue was there were only 3 parachutes left, or there was the four left of them. So then the doctor grabbed a parachute and said, well, I'm a doctor, and I save lives, my life is valuable, so therefore I have to take a parachute, and he jumped. And then the lawyer said, well, lawyers, we're the smartest people in the world, and I'm not the smartest, so I'm going to take a parachute and I'm jumping. And then the priest and the little boy were left. And so the priest said, in humility and kindness, I've lived a long life. My son, you have the rest of your life. Go in peace. Take the last parachute. And the little boy said, not to worry, Father. The smartest man on the earth just took my backpack. This is the problem with the intellect. It thinks it's incredibly smart and incredibly intelligent, but it's like Swami Sri Teshwar said that keen intelligence is like a double-edged sword, that it can be used constructively or destructively to either cut off the boil of ignorance or to decapitate oneself. And he was actually, that was in Autobiography of a Yogi, those of you who have read that story. That was in reference to Kumar. And Kumar was a very intelligent disciple that Sri Teshwar had. And Sri Teshwar had counseled him not to go and see his friends over the summer, his old friends. And he got taken back into old habit patterns, and then he wasn't fit for ashram life anymore. But for us, it's important to have this constant vigil. And the way that we can be sure to use our intellect correctly is by tapping into our heart and our devotion and our love for God. And that's why Swamiji paired this reading today with that affirmation on devotion. It's the cutting of our heartstrings that bind us down, because we are so habituated to, and we're trained that we think ourselves through problems. And this is the conscious mind. It's more problem-oriented. Swami Kriyananda, as you don't know Swamiji, he's there on the wall. He was giving advice to Jyotish. A lot of us know Naya Swami Jyotish, who will be here in about a month or so. And he was telling he was trying to help Jyotish with this same tendency of overanalyzation, using the intellect more. And Jyotish said to Swamiji, well, I understand, sir. And Swamiji said, I don't care if you understand or not. I'm trying to get you to change. And isn't there a big difference between understanding something in your head and actually changing your behavior? Remember when at Sri Teshwar again, he said, learn to behave. And the way that we change, it's through inner transformation. That's why we talk in meditation and experiences, we say, I was moved. And we were moved inwardly, and then that causes us to have an inspiration to then make an outer change in our life. Swamiji, of course, had the same tendency when he came to Master. When I say Master, I mean Paramahansa Yogananda. He was overly intellectual, he had intellectual pride, and Yogananda was trying to break him of this tendency. And Yogananda said to him, it was almost the identical conversation that Swamiji had with Jyotish. And Yogananda was saying something to him, and Swamiji said, well, I understand, sir. He said, no, you don't understand. If you understood, you would change. You would do as I say. And that's the thing for us. It's we'll do what we want to do. We'll continually follow our whims and fancies until we open up. Like Sri Teshwar said, to the inescapability of spiritual law. And the law is operated on a higher octave, of course, by love. And that love helps us overcome one of the other meannesses of the heart, which is doubt. And this is what Jesus was coming up against with the Pharisees. Their intellectual hair splitting, and they were saying, well, you're not following the letter of the law. You cannot heal on the Sabbath. And he said, well, if your own sheep fell into a ditch on the Sabbath, would you not help it? So would I not help my own brethren then? And so for us, it's overcoming. And the reason that the Pharisees, let me back up for a moment, the reason that they were having all this back and forth is because they didn't have the inner experience, right, that Christ was anchored in. And so all they had to go off of was man-made law, was dogma, institutionalism of religion in a sense. There's a beautiful story that illustrates this overcoming of doubt, of Krishna and one of his childhood friends, Sudama. And Krishna and Sudama grew up together in Vrindavan, and they used to herd cows together. They used to steal cheese curds together. But the most fun they had together is when they made music together. Krishna, of course, played the flute. We have a beautiful Krishna in the corner over there. You go to the restroom. And Sudama played a gourd, it's like an ektara, kind of like a cello, but like with one string. And so they would play music together. And then, they got older, and Krishna grew up to be a king, and of course, Lord of the universe. And Sudama was poor, and he inherited his father's poverty, and he just plowed fields for local people. And he married, and he had children. And as the years went by, this love he had for Krishna and their music playing together would haunt him. At night, he would wake up thinking that he was hearing Krishna's flute. And then he would go back to sleep again. And he would have these continual dreams of hearing Krishna's flute, of playing music with Krishna. But every time he would wake up to his worldly duties, he would then have these doubts. That's not real. I'm not really hearing Krishna's flute. And years went by. And his family was come upon hard times. And his wife said, why don't you go and see Krishna? And Sudama said, how can I go and see Krishna? It would be a humiliation. I have nothing to show for my life. I don't even know if he remembers me. And she said, well, why don't you go? And she tried, and she eroded his resistance. And so he embarked for Dwarka, where Krishna was at that time. And as he went, he again had the doubts along the way, and he was going to stop and go back. But he had another dream of Krishna playing the flute, and it propelled him, it encouraged him to go. And he came up to the pass of Dwarka, and there was all sorts of incredible musicians and instruments and veenas and drums and exquisite melodies, and he felt so lacking in his own musical ability and his way to play melody. His little gourd was just sort of drowned out by all this harmony. And then through all of that, he then heard the faint sound of flute. And he felt it to be Krishna's, and he closed his eyes. And he heard that flute, and it came closer and closer, almost as if it was now like his own heartbeat. And then he heard a familiar voice, Sudama, Sudama. And it was Krishna. And Krishna went up to him, and Sudama was crying. And he said, oh, I'm sorry, Krishna. I'm sorry. You didn't call me, so I didn't come all these years. And he said, my dear Sudama, I called you every night, but it was your own doubt that stood in the way of hearing me. And he said, here, come. And he wiped his tears away. Let us play music together. And Krishna played the flute, and he played his ektara, and everything else melted away. And he was in that oneness of being with Krishna. And of course, when he came, his wife said, ask Krishna for help, because we're poor and we need money now. But Sudama was just so entranced with his visit to Krishna. He stayed for an entire week. He left, and when he left, he realized after he was halfway home, he completely forgot to ask Krishna for help. And he thought, oh my God, my wife is going to kill me. She's going to be so angry. And he got home, and he got to his little hut, very humble abode, and he didn't see. He saw this palatial mansion with chariots and charioteers and servants, and he said, what has happened? Where's my this? Someone must have come and taken over my land. Where's my wife? Where are my children? And right when he had that thought, his wife and his children came out the front gate of this beautiful palace, and she said, you see, when you call out to the Lord, when you take one step, he takes 1,000,000 steps towards you. This is the way that we overcome this tendency of the intellect. I have to get into our heart. And we're not talking about emotion and restlessness. We're talking about the deep, calm feeling of our own soul nature that's within us all the time. Krishna's flute is playing. You know, and he is calling each and every one of us every night, every moment. And our job is simply to open ourselves to, like the song that we sang, to listen, to hear receptively what he is trying to tell us. I wanted to close with just a few thoughts. How can we, overcome this dogmatic tendency and develop our intuition? Swami has this really funny thing in a book called Out of the Labyrinth. I think we have it here. And in there he says, there is a law, just like there is the law of karma. There is the law of dogmatic proliferation. The law of dogmatic proliferation goes, if you cannot grasp a truth, your dogmatic tendency increases to the degree that you cannot grasp it. So, in other words, you start banging the table. If you don't really understand something intuitively, you get more and more dogmatic, you get more and more fundamental. And so for us, a few suggestions to overcome, because we all can fall into this tendency. Of course, it's not just in fundamentalist churches and things like that. In any realm of our life, we can become dogmatic. One is be willing to make a mistake. Be willing to be wrong. How about that? This is very helpful for us to be open so that we don't think our way is the only way. It's that beautiful blend that Swamiji actually talked about, I think in that same book, how the Indian Eastern philosophy is both end. In Western we think, in Aristotelian, it's got to be either or, it's this or that. It opens us up. Also, I know a lot of you all meditate here, and have spiritual practice. I'd like to suggest after your techniques, you practice Kriya Yoga or Feng Sa or whatever your techniques may be, you drop all techniques and take time to sit and commune and love God in deep silence. That is where we develop real intuition. That's, remember, what the techniques are for, to lift us up to that plane of receptivity. And lastly, Jim and I were talking about this yesterday, Yogananda's prayer. I will reason, I will act, but guide thou my will, reason, and activity to the right path in everything, so that we align ourselves, our body, our mind, our soul, all of our God-given faculties, and that we use our intellect rightly, and we use the right side of the sword, like Alexander the Great, and we cut the Gordian knot, and don't get caught in endless problem consciousness, but we come with solution consciousness. My wife is a great example of this. If there's a barrier, she will cut through it. And then we will know, as Yogananda said in his poem Samadhi, knowing, knower, known as one. God bless you.
Brother, I've a faint suspicion you and I've been led astray. Thought to drive the devil from us, we've invited him to stay. What we need is light. We can't drive out the darkness with a stick, with a stick. No, you can't drive out that devil with a stick. Some proclaim all men are sinners, can't escape the devil's might. How their interest must intrigue him, they won't let him out of sight. What we need is light. Oh, you can't drive out the darkness, talking sin, talking sin. No, you can't drive out the devil, talking sin. Some of us were taught the slogan, social evils must be slain. How can anger drive out sorrow? How can passion conquer pain? What we need is light. Well, you can't drive out the darkness. Why you hate? Why you hate? No, you can't drive out that devil while you hate. Brother, have you ever wondered why the darkness lingers on? If you want to greet the sunrise, let us come and face the dawn. What we need is light. For you'll only best the darkness when you love. When you love, yes, you'll only best the devil when you love.